I remember Mob James was, one of our interviews said that he was actually Snoop's bodyguard during that time because there was a lot of threats and everything else like that. Were you hearing any threatening type?
No, I don't know who they had placed with Snoop at the time. I thought that it was an officer. I thought they had placed him with an undercover officer. I didn't know who they had with them,
I think there was like a few people probably.
Yeah.
Just because the high profile nature of it.
Right.
Were you getting any threatening messages or anything of that sort? Nothing at all. Okay. I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, because this is, 25-year-old stories here, but during the trial, weren't the defendants claiming that people at death row were threatening the witnesses or something of that sort, or intimidating people?
Yeah, we heard that. We heard that as we were going through the case. We heard that the witnesses were saying that they were being threatened. We did hear that.
Okay, did that come up in trial, or?
It came up in trial,
and
that was ludicrous. That was so far fetched. Yeah.
Well, the victim, once the trial actually started and more information came out, you found out the victim was a known gang member.
Yeah.
He had shot at people before. Yeah. He had been shot before.
Yes.
And, I think, I don't know if this actually came out, but, I guess you felt that he knew that Snoop lived there and there was a bit of jealousy.
Yeah.
Then, during the trial, it was exposed that one of Philip's friends, the victim, was actually at the scene and ended up hiding the gun.
Hmm. Yeah, we heard that.
So I guess there was some back and forth that happened with David Kenner. So I guess David Kenner said, he was asking, the friend, what's his name, Jason London. He asked, why he lied about the gun. And Jason said, at the time, the only thing I was thinking was my friend. So Kenner said, you didn't say anything about the gun because you wanted to frame Mr. Lee and Mr. Brodius, correct? No, London responded. He said, so you thought if you didn't tell the truth about the gun that they would go to jail, correct? And Jason London said, correct. And he said, at the time, I was upset my friend was dead and I felt someone had to pay.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. And he also said, is it your testimony that you never saw Snoop do anything? And Jason London said, correct.
He didn't. He didn't get a chance because he got hit in the stomach. And he fell forward. So he couldn't do anything anyway. Yeah.
And I guess another part was that they didn't want to talk to the police afterwards because they want to talk to other gang members first to get their advice as to how to proceed. Yeah, so a lot came out in terms of these so-called witnesses that didn't really match up. And this was essentially the star witnesses for the prosecutors. Then there's LAPD.
Detective Aguiano.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was found out during the trial that LAPD had accidentally destroyed Philip's clothing, bullets, and shell casings from the scene. And I guess when that came out, you could see the jury actually rolling their eyes and been like, okay, here we go again.
How can you accidentally do that? I remember in the trial, they said that they accidentally put a message out for them to push some button to make evidence disappear or something. How can you accidentally do that?
Right. And, some of the prosecutors were saying, some of the witnesses for the prosecutors were saying that, the victim did not have a gun. Another one, but actually one of them actually took the stand and said that he did have a gun. One of his actual friends, admitted that there was a gun. And then, but the stories from the other people were inconsistent. The gun was being hid. As the trial is going on, are you feeling more confident or are you still scared?
No. Because I knew the truth. If you could, I knew you have the transcripts there, but if you could actually see me in court, I was very stout because I knew that it was a matter of time, especially, when they came through at the grand jury and told exactly what I said happened.
Yeah.
So I knew it was just a matter of time.
Well, in the closing arguments, your lawyer pointed out that one witness said the Jeep went in one direction while another one said it went in the opposite way. And then one witness insisted that the other was not even there to actually see it. And it was really kind of a bit of a clusterfuck with these witnesses, because the witnesses are all gang members that are kind of trying to play the street code and the legal code at the same time, and it doesn't really coincide. So they're kind of giving conflicting arguments and so forth. But